So now I'll be showing all of you in this tutorial how to export the toolpaths to the actual machine. Well, first we'll export to a file, and then you'll load it on the machine from the file. So I'm going to be using the example case from my models tutorial, my model import tutorial. So as you can see here, this is the Napa High sign that I kind of cut out, made a plaque out of. So in order to export these toolpaths, you're going to go to the Toolpaths tab. And I would suggest just running them both one more time, just to make sure everything seems good. I'm going to run them a little bit slower. Or sorry, I'm not actually going to do this because it's just going to take time in the video, but I would suggest you run them a little bit slower just so you kind of see how it's going to perform before you cut it out. Because you may run into issues. You may see like, oh, the bit's, like just taking a nosedive for no reason there, but since it's running so fast, I couldn't see it. Because I've even run into issues with that. You can have the bit dive so hard the bit starts to flex out of the way of the wood. So keep that in mind. Nothing's going to be perfect, so you'll have to adjust these things and just check it beforehand just to make sure. So in order to export these, I'm going to close the preview toolpaths module, and I'm going to go to, it's one of these right here, save all visible toolpaths as a template. Nope. I believe it's just save toolpath. Yeah, here we go. So I'm just going to say select selected toolpath. And one thing you can do here is, instead of doing selected toolpath, you can say visible toolpaths to one file. So I could save both these toolpaths to one file. But the thing is, since these toolpaths use a different bit, that's kind of actually not a smart thing to do, because if you look back at our toolpaths, this toolpath uses a 60-degree half-inch bit, and the profile uses a 1/4-inch end mill. So I'm going to have to do a tool swap in between these two toolpaths. So it'd be not so smart, because I'd literally have to pause the program while it's running, put the new bit in, and then resume it. But this way, one will finish, I put the new bit in, and I just start the next one. So it'll be easier if I just do these as separate. So go back to save toolpath. I'm going to uncheck this one and just do visible toolpaths. Visible means check mark. Selected means the one that's highlighted. So you can do it either way. Just make sure it'll tell you right here which ones are going to be saved. So this is going to be saved. The one that actually uses the angle bit, that does the actual etching of the NHS, but not the profile cut. For post processor, this is essentially what's going to turn all your toolpaths into G code, which is what the machine speaks in. It basically says go this way this much, go left this much, go right this much, go up this much. So the way you're going to do that for the CNC Shark is, there's one called, you'd think it's the CNC Shark like arcs or something, but it's actually just CNC Shark USB arcs inch. And there's also some other ones that work, and I would suggest you do some research if you get really into this on which ones you want to apply this to, but for the most part we're going to stick with CNC Shark USB. Where did it go? Here we go. CNC Shark USB arcs inch tab. And it's telling me I can't use this because this is a trial version, but at this point you would say save toolpaths, and just like that you would have the toolpath saved wherever you set the save. It's going to ask you like, hey, where do you want to save this? And I'll show you how to do that in real life when I do a video at the actual shop. But just for these purposes, that's what it's going to look like right now. So thank you all for watching. The next video will be on actually being in the machine shop, setting up the material, and I'll do an example cutout of this Napa High School sign and an example cutout of that Ford logo. So I will see you all then.